What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Alan Wake 2 DLC and if we're getting it at Summer Games Fest. So what I want to talk about is honestly pretty darn simple. You got Jeff Keighley, actually on May 17th, so just 3 days ago, tweet out 3 weeks until Summer Game Fest, and then you had Sam Lake respond with the eye emoji back, and I even took it and I just tweeted out, like, I think Alan Wake 2. Look, I know it's a small thing. I know him just doing, like, the eyeball thing is a small thing, and you could say maybe he's just excited for Jeff. I mean, they have ties, but like the same arguments you could make for like, well, maybe Sam Lake is just excited to see other people's games. You could say that, but the same things you would say for that, you would also say of why it makes a lot of sense. In fact, you could say a few more things that make a lot of sense for it. So number one, and I think the most glaring thing is we're sitting here and, we're fast approaching the 1-year anniversary of this game. Now, I'm in no rush, okay, to get these DLCs, but we know there's 2 DLCs, and I believe the original plan was that both DLCs would come in 2024. Now, I don't know if that is still the plan. Maybe they come out in back-to-back months, maybe like every other month, but they're not necessarily running out of time, right? Like you're halfway through. And then on top of that, you have them being done with it in terms of the filming, right? I don't remember, it was at a show, it was at like an award show maybe a few months back where there was an image of Sam Lake in the motion capture suit, and it was basically they were done, right? So they just finished. You have a big show, right, with Jeff, who has done a lot for Alan Wake 2, and I believe that's how they showed it off for the very first time. Obviously, you had a Herald of Darkness back at the Game Awards. I think it makes a lot of sense that you show up at Summer Game Fest, you announce the DLCs are kind of already announced, so I guess what I mean by that is just showing them off, right? You don't need to do too much. Like, it's built-in engine with Alan Wake 2. You know how it's going to feel. You know how it's generally going to look, so maybe just like a small trailer, and you give the release dates. And honestly, this is where, not necessarily do or die, but you know how I always talk about, well, 2 things. One, like a Game of the Year edition for Alan Wake 2, and then also if they want to freaking do a physical edition version of this game, and you have the DLCs kind of bundled in, this is where I think you would do it. And this is the time I think you would do it. Whenever you announce the release dates for these DLCs, and I think like they've already have official names, so you don't even have to do that, but once you show it off, and once you give the release date, if you're going to do a Game of the Year edition, or you're going to do physical copies, now is the time. So I'm hoping that stuff happens, honestly, but I feel confident in the DLCs making appearance. I don't necessarily feel confident about the other things happening, but that's what I think is going to go down at June, and I would hope, like I said, if it doesn't happen in the same year, or, things got pushed or whatever, I'm cool with that generally, but if you could have it come out in like a September, November, or, Alan Wake, I believe last year came out in October, so maybe you want to do October and December, something like that. I don't know if you would put them out, like I said, back-to-back months or separate them, but, I would like them this year. If you can't get them this year, at least have one maybe, right? And then the other one can come out later. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.